Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm a short, overweight, middle-aged white dude. I've got thinning brown hair, black glasses, I'm wearing a grey t-shirt, and I'm sitting in my office with a few coloured lights behind me. And in this video, I'd like to show you a cool app that I've been using for my Tesla to monitor stuff and also be able to give me access to stuff on my Apple Watch. So let's jump in and have a look. So the app is called Tessie. One thing to be aware of is that it is one of those subscription apps, and the subscription is noticeable. It's 90 Australian dollars a year, so that's probably 70 bucks a year US, I'd imagine. But let's go and have a look inside the app and see if you might think it's worth it. Now, I think it's worth it, but I'll show you why in a bit. So to begin with, you've got a nice little interface. It'll show you the weather. You can see at the moment that I'm charging, and I'm charging at 7 kilowatts, all that sort of jazz. You can, just like in the Tesla app, you can turn on your air conditioning there at the top. You can unlock the car. You can open the trunk, turn on the demister. If you tap on these little three dots here, you can see that you can add different options. So very much like the built-in Tesla app. But what I find really useful is all these other added functions down here at the bottom. So for example, if I go into... Oh, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. If you go into climate, again, very similar to the Tesla app, you can control your heated seats, your heated steering wheel, defrost mode, biodefense, dog mode, all that sort of stuff. Battery, so we can come into the battery and we can see what's been phantom draining. And if you tap on that little eye, it'll explain a little bit more, or it won't. I guess I have to actually have used the car a little bit. But if you tap on the eye where it says real world, you can see here, based on historical energy efficiency, you can adjust the time and settings. So this is all sort of based on real world usage there, which is nice because you can see that the stated claim at the moment is that I could do 422 kilometers, but judging by the way that I've been driving, because this app is monitoring all of that, it reckons I can do 384 kilometers. And if you tap on the little heart in the top right hand corner, that'll show you the battery health of your actual battery. So this is really handy to see. So you can see what size battery it is. I've got 0.2% degradation. You can see the usable capacity. You can see the range measured across 5 kilometers and all this sort of stuff. So the real selling point of this Tessie app is all the analytical stuff that it gives you about your car. So that's charging. We can see in the tires, there's a tire pressure, and actually the tire pressure on two of them looks a little bit high. So again, it'll give you information there by tapping the eye. You can schedule stuff, so similar as in the Tesla app, you can schedule preconditioning, climate, off-peak charging, all that sort of stuff. Drives, so you can see here all the different drives, and this is actually the thing that I find most useful because my car is actually a company car. So my company bought the car and I use it mostly for work. So for that, for my accountant, I need to keep a log of all the drives that I do, and you can come into any of these drives and you can give them a name. And so you can give it a, you could say this was a work meeting, it was a delivery. You can create new stuff. So I could say this was travel to shoot, for example. So I'll go travel to shoot. I mean a film shoot, of course. Add tag. And so again, I could say there was a travel to shoot. You can see maps. You can see analytics. So in this analytics, you can see the distances that you've traveled, how much energy you've used, electricity cost, and it works that out by the information that you've put in there. Fuel cost, you can see the efficiency. So I find all of this information really, really useful to have access to. You can see also there with all the charges. So you can see all the different sort of charges that I've done. At the time, you can see that most of the charging I do is at home. And again, you can see the analytics of how much range has been added through my charges, energy adage, energy used, energy costs, fuel cost, efficiency, duration, total charges. And this is for the last 30 days, but you can tap on that last 30 days and you can see all time, today, yesterday, what have you. You can see idle information. So again, you can see when it was idle and all that sort of stuff. And again, you can see analytics of all that information. If we go into activity, we see that the battery percentage and battery usage, range, odometer, again, that's the last 24 hours. Automation, so you could set up, shortcuts and things like that. So when I do this, have this happen, all that sort of stuff. Alerts, so you can set up different alerts. So if there's no power, it's been unlocked, it's, you know, all these, departures. So when it leaves its current location. So, I mean, I use Find My Friends in the Apple ecosystem for this sort of stuff. But, so for example, this is going to sound creepy, but I swear it's not creepy. Every year for her birthday, I make my wife a music video, and it's always a surprise. But the challenge is, if she's around, it's difficult for me to film the video. So I've got to film the video when she's not in the house. So if she's gone to an appointment or something, she'll go to the house. She'll go wherever she's going, and I'll be at home filming with my son. We'll probably be doing some green screen stuff in the garage or something. And we need to know when she's on her way home so that we can pack up, and she's none the wiser that we were filming the video. So what I'll do with Find My Friends is I'll say, notify me when my wife leaves her current location. I could do that here if my wife was driving the car because she was going to a work meeting or something. So that's all the stuff that you get in the app. And if we tap on sort of like the settings, this is where you can come in and do your cost projection. So this is where you can put in your information about how efficient you are with using the stuff. If you can have multiple vehicles, obviously you can set up voice controls with Alexa, Google, and she who will not be named. And if we go into settings, this is where you can set up your electricity costs. So this is if you're going to manage saved locations. I'm going to home, and I can say where my home actually is, but I can also go into costs and I can edit here. So for example, here I've put in how much it costs me to charge at particular times, depending, because we've got different rates at different times of the day. We'll just go discard that. Also, if you are using the settings here a lot, you can also get referrals. So self-plug, if you are looking at subscribing to Tessie, or you're looking to give it a try, please use that QR code or use my link. I'll leave in the description, and you get a little something something, I get a little something something, and happy days. The main reason actually why I originally got Tessie was because you can actually set it up to work really well on the Apple Watch. So you'll see here that I've got the Tessie app set up as a complication on my watch, and the way you do that is you tap and hold on your watch, tap on edit, and then flick across until you get to this window here where you can set different complications. Tap on the complication you want to change. You see here it's got Tessie, but I could change it to any other app that I've got installed. And then even within Tessie, like I've got the open the trunk one, but I could have it set to battery 1, battery 2, and if you tap on more, you can see all the different things that you could show in that complication. So for example, you could have home link. So if you've got it connected to your garage opener, you can open up your garage from your watch like that through your car. But I like having the actually, you know what, let's see what happens when you change the battery to. So there we go, tap there, tap and hold, and there we go, it's got your Tessie thing. But I actually do want to change it back to the open the trunk option. So where was it? We go into more, and we go and find start front rear trunk. Excellent. And so then if I tap on that, it'll ask me, do you want to open up the rear trunk? And this is how you can open up a trunk. Now you can set it to not confirm, but I definitely prefer having it confirmed, so it's not just tap by mistake and open up the trunk and you wake up in the morning and the trunk's open. But even beyond that, you then have all these other controls and all these other things. So it'll show you the battery percentage on your car. It's charging at the moment. It'll be charged in 2 hours and 25 minutes. I can stop the charging, open up the trunk, start the climate control. Then you can see the climate. You can see controls, charging, location. And so if I just go into controls, again, I have the same sort of controls that I have within the app. You can edit your shortcuts here. So tap on edit shortcuts. And you've got a whole list here that you can add to these shortcuts. So it's quite a comprehensive app on the watch, which is pretty cool. So those are all the things that you can do on the app. And if you have multiple cars, you would have multiple cars. If we go into settings, you can save it to auto wake, primary car, secondary car, sign out. So yeah, quite a lot of things that you can do here on the app on your watch. So even though I know 90 bucks a year is a fair chunk of change, I think there's a lot of value in the Tessie app, and I think it's well worth having a look at. The analytics I find really useful, and I can justify the value in this because it's got it keeps track of everything, so it makes it really easy for me to just export that as a Excel file at the end of the quarter or at the end of the month, give it to my accountant, and they can work out all that sort of stuff. So yeah, also all the functionality that you get on the Apple Watch if you need it. So yeah, I give it a try. Have a look at the Tessie app, see if it works for you. It's definitely working well for me, and I'll yeah. If you have found this helpful, if you found it useful, please like and subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you on the next one. Safe and happy driving. Blah 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 blah. That's really corny. I don't think we're going to use that.